Hello, good people. This is your guy, Mr. Educator, Mr. Communicator, Mr. Free Thinker, coming back at you live once again from the Lone Star State with another edition of the Media Mike Speaks. And today's top story is from the Insider. And I was asked by one of my subscribers to do this video again. So this is an updated version pretty much, with a little tweaking involved here. So if you have or have not heard of this story, it reads, a Columbia professor who uses heroin says the drug helps him maintain a work-life balance and it should be legal for everyone. Now, good people, where are we going? Where are we headed? So anyway, for those of you who may or may not know, Columbia University and Columbia Law is located in New York City, island of Manhattan. This professor, as you see here, Professor Carl Hart, who has studied psychoactive drugs for more than 3 decades, 30 years. His new book lays out why he thinks all drugs should be legal, from his perspective, that is, and own personal experience. Carl Hart says he first tried heroin 6 or 7 years ago. So that means he's most likely tried other drugs prior to that. Now, I'm not throwing shade at Professor Hart. I'm just saying, just bear with me, follow me here. At the time, he was already a tenured professor at Columbia University and well over 40, according to his new book, Drug Use for Grown-Ups. Sir, yes, it is for mostly grown-ups who actually should be using them, technically. Legally, that is. But we all know there are people who use them illegally. So, anyway, Hart, a psychology professor and neuroscience expert, had already worked legally with drugs including marijuana, cocaine, and heroin for more than 25 years, studying drug users and aiming to answer questions about the threats that drugs pose to mental and physical health. I think we somewhat have done, studies have been done on that already, sir. But I guess you wanted to extend the study to personal use legally. Okay. For most of that time, Hart was set on providing one point: drugs are bad. Now, he just wishes he could do them legally, and that you could too. If you had a prescription, sir, you could. Then it would only be in a term of abuse, but it would be legal drug use, because that's what prescriptions are. It's that you have a prescription to take this drug legally. Okay. This notion that people are not going to use drugs, no one said that. That's silly and adolescent. No one is saying that. He told the Insider. That's what this book is about, being grown up. Sir, this is nothing new. No one is saying that people are not going to use drugs. They've been using drugs since probably the dawn of man. But however, let us move on. Hart says he's better for his drug use, and he believes society could benefit from it too. He's better for his drug use. So without the drugs, he's worse. So he's new and improved when he uses the drugs. Sir, society already benefits from drugs, sir. Legally or illegally. Why don't you talk to the pharmaceutical companies on that one? Now, both heroin and meth are part of a group of drugs called opioids, originally derived from the opium poppy. They are narcotic drugs that are often used to treat pain and can have relaxing properties. Yes, they've been used to a certain degree, just like morphine, in the Vietnam War, I think, and I do believe probably World War II. So that's a painkiller. Anyway, so let's move on here. Hart's work has shown that a drug like meth provides some short-term cognitive benefits, including better perception, more sustained attention, and faster response speeds. But the cognitive benefits of opioid use have long been known. Good sir. In college, from my understanding, a lot of students, I don't know, in the past, maybe still today, used to take a drug called speed so they could stay up all night to study for exams. So I don't know where you're going here with this. This is nothing new. Pilots in World War II, according to Professor Hart, took meth so that they could stay awake for 4 days of flying. Sir, that's war. I just said that. In wartime, that's different circumstances. When you're out there on the battlefield or you're flying bombers or fighter planes, you better be alert. And you're probably going to use whatever it is you can to stay alert, to keep from getting killed or shot down. Okay. Anyway. So, today, methamphetamine is an FDA-approved medication for both attention deficit hyperactivity disorder and obesity, as it's almost chemically identical to Adderall, amphetamine. Hart says that his family supports his own recreational heroin habit. I really would like to meet your... No, I would not like to meet your family, sir. And that he continues to meet his responsibilities as an academic, husband, father, and taxpayer, writing in the book that he's better for his drug use, as I stated earlier. So you're saying he's saying he will be worse without him. Well, if you are addicted, sir, yes, that would be the case. The most important thing, according to Mr. Hart, this is quote, the most important thing we have emphasized as parents is just try and live like the person that you think you are. A moral, compassionate global citizen, he told the Insider. My family, this is still quoting, would expect me to stand up on behalf of the people who have been castigated for using drugs, unquote. Sir, or are you claiming you're the vanguard of the drug community? Okay. It kind of starts to go off to the weeds at this point, in my professional opinion here. Hart goes on to continue to say that he disagrees with other experts about whether drugs can change your brain. Hart says going through heroin withdrawal was incapacitating. I could imagine, sir. I could imagine. He goes on to say that we must accept the fact that people will do drugs. Sir, no one is not accepting the fact that people will do drugs. We know this. That's why we had a war on drugs. That's why we still have a war on drugs, if you call it that. Sir, you are a drug addict. Sad to say. You're using your academic freedom to spread this propaganda. I'm just saying. I would throw in allegedly just for the sake of it, but he's admitted it, that he's a drug user. He didn't admit that he's an addict, but he's a drug user. It's my professional opinion here. Now, I agree. People are going to do what they're going to do. No lie. But, sir, I'm afraid you may be saying that it's okay to show up to work high. I don't know. Now, Professor Hart is convinced that the U.S. must regulate and license recreational drugs, then teach people how to use them safely. We've been doing that, sir, but you can't control people. That's not the way this works. Go back to the Harrison Narcotic Act of 1914. The first thing Hart wants President Biden to do is decriminalize possession, an initial step on the pathway towards more open legal drug use of all kinds. No, sir, I don't think that's going to work. Hart doesn't use heroin every day, nor does he say he craves it, but it is his drug of choice. He said he's frustrated when he sees people glorify psychedelics as if they are some special class of drugs and not simply the chemicals of choice for white recreational drug users. Why are you frustrated that this is what you want, correct? Now we're being nitpicky over who uses what. Now, according to Mr. Hart, Heroin allows, this is a quote from him now. Quote, heroin allows me to suspend the perpetual preparation for battle that goes on in my head, he wrote. I am frequently in a state of hypervigilance and in an effort to prevent or minimize the damage caused by daily living in my own skin. Unquote. Sir, you need some help. You need some help, sir. You do. Unfortunately, good people, we have people like this in academia, and in my professional opinion, they're abusing academic freedom and privilege. He is a tenured professor, so he did come out and admit some things. Most likely, I'm pretty sure he contacted the HR department, so it's nothing they can really do for him, but get him help if he needs it. Little loophole there. Just something for you to think about, people. This is insane. What do you think, good people? Leave your comments in the comment section below. I thought I would never see the day when those in academia will go this way. It seems that the liberal left is flexing its muscle to get its way, to go as far as stating that to use a Schedule I drug like heroin in the workplace is simply okay. Let me backtrack on that. I didn't think he said technically in the workplace, but we're not going to know if you come to work, under the influence or not, unless your behavior changes. Okay. All right, good people. Sad to say, but that's it for today. And remember, if you have a bad day, you don't always need drugs to be okay. This is your guy, Mr. Educator, your free thinker, your communicator. Subscribe, share, and like so that I can keep rocking on the mic. Have a good night.